So we have in the studio one of the most creative, most wanted, globally acclaimed, creative person. Because to say anything else would be to reduce what he's accomplished so far. I mean, he's evolved from being a dancer to a choreographer to being a producer, a director, and he's live in the studio with us this morning. And he's someone that has worked with so many greats in the industry. Before I tell you who he is, I just want to remind us all that we can all go on Instagram Live right now. Max 102.3 FM and Facebook Live. So guys, give it up for Yemi A.D.
All right, then, let's go.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. Yemi A.D. Does this bring back any memories whatsoever? Listen.
Oh yeah.
Does this bring back any memories? Any at all?
Yeah.
What kind of memories?
So this was the first time we worked together with Kanye. He came to Prague, Czech Republic, where I was born, and he was looking for a choreographer. And I went for it. And then I brought 30 ballerinas and created the choreography for the movie Runaway for the 9-minute ballet-inspired sequence, because it's not throughout ballet. And since then we started to work for 5-6 years. I've done over 100 shows in the States, in Australia, with Kanye West. I did his show for the Saturday Night Live. I did his VMA performance, and later on my Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy tour, and also I was honored to direct his Jesus tour. Wow!
For anyone listening and wondering, you said Yemi A.D. Why is he speaking like this? That's because you are not based in Nigeria.
No. I'm actually this is my first time in Nigeria.
Wow.
Okay.
My dad who is sitting beside me, you can't hear him, but he's here.
Yeah, I saw him earlier.
He brought me.
Can he just say hi?
Yeah. Daddy, say something.
Just say that's a microphone. That's your microphone.
Yes, just say something.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good to have you today.
So that's Yemi's dad.
So he obviously he is a native Nigerian. I was born in Czech Republic. My mom is Czech. And this is my first time here, and I'm enjoying it so far.
Welcome back home.
All right, so now this is your first time here. Have you tasted our jollof rice?
I think so. I think I'm still figuring out all the names for the food, but I know my favorite food because actually I got to eat African food thanks to my dad who lives in Czech Republic.
Finally.
So and I love it. But the problem is you can't get it anywhere. If you're not in London or if you're not like because in Czech Republic there are no black people. Literally there are no. So we are like one of the very few. So I got to taste it, but the first time I tasted the real Nigerian food in Nigeria was yesterday.
Wow.
And I love it.
Wow, that's fantastic. The Nigerian spirit is still there.
All right.
So growing up...
Now, Yemi, you were actually the first, Czech Republic's MTV, Europe, of course, host of a popular Czech show right after that. I mean, all of that, did that start actually when that break happened with Kanye?
No, actually, I started very early because it was not easy to be raised in the 80s. It was still communism back then. It was behind the Iron Curtain before we became democratic country. So I started my first company when I was 16, and then at 18 I got my first TV show. It was a chart show every Saturday morning, and Kanye came much later. Kanye came like when I was 25. So I was already on for maybe 12, 13 years. My first studies of dance was in Los Angeles. When I earned my first money, I paid myself a flight ticket, go to LA and studied to be street dance teacher. It was my passion, and dance actually brought me everywhere in the world, and I owe to dance for where I am today, even though I don't actively do performances so much. But
I'm a Kanye fan. And right now, Kanye, people seem to have different perceptions about him. You have worked closely with Kanye. Now, let's hear it live from you. Who is Kanye West? How is he as a person?
So I'm limited with several NDAs. I have to say this, but the truth is that he's been always very kind to me. With the Runaway made it for us that we we got very close. So I would know him. I would be at his home. Later on, when the first child was born, and he was so nice to me all the time. He is very demanding person, and so as a creative author, when you create, you have to be ready to trash 90% of what you come up with, and it's not just because it's not good enough. It's just that you need to understand that you are fulfilling the dreams of an artist. You can bring your own DNA into it, but it needs to be a mutual understanding. So some people are like pissed because they are like, oh, you know, this is so great, we made it, but just because you made it doesn't mean it's the right thing. So if you understand that from the very beginning, then your journey is gonna be pleasant.
So
but if you blend your ego in it and you fight with it, then no.
Is his public persona the same as what he does in private, like being opinionated? Is he?
He is. I always say he doesn't have a filter. Like all of us, we have filter. We think, we try to strategize before we say something.
Yeah.
I think sometimes he's doing bad to himself by saying things like we say what's on the heart is on the tongue. I don't know how it's in English, but so that's who he is. But I like that honesty because sometimes I rather see like mistakes in real time than super strategic movements that are so synthetic. There is no authenticity anymore. So I would defend him in this aspect, but you know, he's going through different phases in his life. I'm thankful that I could know him for so long. So I would meet him in the VMAs after he got stormed by taking the award from the television. So the year after I did his VMAs, the ending show. So it was a different phase than when we did the Jesus show. It was a different person again because we all evolving, we all growing, we all understanding more about our surroundings. He's no different.
Let's talk about you and growing up. I mean, you said you lived in a mixed race. I mean, you're a mixed race, so you lived in like two different races. Like your mom was white and your dad is black. So how did that influence your growing up? And in terms of art, and I'm sure a typical Nigerian father would say, you should be a doctor, you should be a scientist.
Everybody say that. Everybody say that. And I'm fighting for people to have more understanding for arts because believe me, the future is going to be about creative. Because the creativity will be the new currency in the future. Because there are many things will be worked out by AI, by automation. People won't be necessary anymore in jobs where robots can do what robots can do. So what will be left for us is empathy and creativity, because that cannot be substituted. So and unfortunately, my father is a wise man. I love him. He's my big inspiration. He's also pastor. So
with his blessings.
So he has never like hold me back, or he has his idea like what's good for me, but it would never stand in a way of me sharing what I love, what my passion is.
So your journey through music, through dance has brought you everywhere in the world to different places. Now you're in Lagos, visiting your fatherland for the first time. What inspired that move? What's the reason?
You know what? I wanted to come many years ago. I always dreamed of being here, but we were separated with my father for many years, for like maybe some political reasons and so on. So, and my mother was thinking it's dangerous for me, and when I was younger, but I would fight it. But then I got into the business and I was so busy. But I traveled. It's kind of a shame because I was almost everywhere. like Asia. I was also in other African countries. I was in Australia, but not Nigeria. So I was like taking my courage and like taking everything together to be able to come here. But I think it's so important because I feel like already I'm here for 2-3 days, and I already feel like taking bits and pieces that I was missing within myself. Interactions with the people, the energy that's there present.
Okay, well, as someone who has a talent outfit over there in Prague, when you look at Nigeria, what is really that attraction that you have for your country, Nigeria, like when it comes to arts and entertainment in general?
I think it's a social capital somehow. It's how people interact. In Czech Republic, you might say the people are more cold.
Okay.
You know, like here people smile at each other, they hug each other, they are
Over
more
there,
like
they mind their
together,
business too.
and it brings good things, and it also can be dangerous. There's always two sides, you know.
Yeah.
In Czech Republic, the people that are distant, it doesn't mean they are cold inside. It's just we're not used to be showing it.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. I think we have so much to learn from each other,
Okay.
and also in a cultural aspect. Everybody here has a rhythm.
Oh, right,
Everybody
right.
here has a feeling. You know, everybody here has a vibe. It's very different.
Fantastic.
Interestingly, you joined the Wall of the World panel as a judge.
Yeah, with Kate Henshaw.
With Kate Henshaw.
That's where we met.
what I
She's
thought.
actually coming right now. She's coming from Abuja, where she had a premiere of her movie yesterday.
Yeah.
She's coming to my event in the Unilag.
Okay.
It
So
starts
what,
at 10.
What event? What is it about?
Because when I decided to come, I was thinking I should not come empty-handed. I should do something for a local, like young generation, because that's what I do in other countries where I travel. So I decided to do like a workshop in the university for like 300 people, and I got two sponsors that will provide scholarships for the kids. For I say kids, but they are like
Yeah,
grown-ups.
yeah.
But for me, everybody is a kid under 25. So I have one type of scholarship for dance students who will be
Right.
granted 1 year of school in Prague, and another internship for coders,
Wow.
software development. Because even though it doesn't sound like that, it's creative as well.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm trying to bring something. I'm gonna have a keynote speech about the future of creativity. That's why I'm like, because creativity allowed me to be who I am today, and was a source of everything in my life. So
Okay.
That's awesome.
So well, let's go personal now. Are you going to go the path of your dad? You know, taking a Nigerian bride or taking a bride from Prague? Like you want to go for your, better.
you know what, I think that it's, for me it was always a little bit dumb not to offend anybody when your parents would tell you what complexion of your skin your significant one have to be.
Yeah.
I think it's not a good way to go, because I feel for me it's so important what the spirit is and what the soul is more than
what matters most.
no, and obviously the culture is different, so
Yeah.
definitely if you meet a girl you will know. I invite you to Prague and you will understand, and then I will ask you the same question on the radio.
No problem. No problem.
So let's talk about the dance, the culture in Nigeria. The dance culture is definitely alive. Have you, been able to assimilate? Have you been able to take anything from the dance culture? I mean, we have different dance. You talk about, putting in ballet into Kanye West's music video. So there's so many.
I know,
in Nigeria.
and I am all about merging. I think
Okay.
if everything was already created, every phrase, every word, every song. So how new things can come in life by bringing together what's from a first point of view uncombinable. So I'm merging. That's why I did the Kanye, the hip hop with ballet.
Right.
And here yesterday I was talking to some people and they asked me, do you know how to dance? And now I can't echo.
Zanku?
Zanku. Do you know how to say Zanku? And I was embarrassed because I was I might look ignorant. I don't know Zanku, but everybody knows it. So they showed me on a YouTube, and I learned it and we danced it. And it was fun.
We're
So
gonna do something for us before you
I hope the
definitely.
students-
You are gonna do something.
I hope the students in Unilag today, they are gonna challenge me as well. And I hope there's
Challenge
gonna be
you, because
someone
I was
who
about to
is
ask
killing
you
it,
that.
because I want to see that for real.
What can make you cry? Quickly. What can make you cry?
Suffering children.
Do you ever want to be president of your country?
Not anymore.
If you could only save one thing from your house if there's a fire accident, what would that be?
Run.
Be any sports figure, who would that be?
Which one?
If you were to be any sports figure in the world, sports,
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali, fantastic. Play one instrument, which instrument?
Piano.
Piano. What color describes you best?
Black.
What's your favorite meal?
Svíčková.
I don't know that. Cats
Google
or,
it.
Cats or dogs?
Sorry?
Cats or
Cats
dogs.
or
A
dogs?
dog, definitely dog.
What? At what age did you have your first kiss?
18. It
Daddy's
was-
here.
I was super late.
All right. If you did any popular figure, who would it be?
It would be Dr. Manhattan.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's
Basically.
as much as we can take. You did well. You did well.
I like your stance. In fact,
Yeah, that was
we have all the
awesome.
celebrities that come around and they're so shy of questions, but you did a good job.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Yemi A.D, for joining us this morning, and we do wish you a very, very beautiful trip.
Yeah.
And we do wish that you come back, and the Zanku move, you take it.
Next time I come, I'll know what it's about. I'll know a few more.
By then there'll be something else.
Yes, something else.
So it's best you're learning right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a great time to be here with you.
I was thank you to your dad as well. You did a good job, I'm telling you. If you didn't do a good job, he wouldn't be where he is.